Let's take a moment to think. Think about bare feet in a cold stream after a long hike, and tell me if you've ever felt a feeling alike. Think about crisp air and early morning condensation. Makes you wonder, what an odd sensation. Think about the colors of the sky at sunrise and sunset, as if an indecisive artist keeps splattering paint at his canvas, and explain to me if you've ever seen a more beautiful sight. Now that I have you in that place of content, let's think not about ourselves, but of others present. Let's think about those sitting around us and the array of cultures, backgrounds, and religions we portray. Think about each other's walks of lives and the skin colors we display. Because even here in the city of sails, 1 in 3 people were born overseas, just like me, just like the diversity sitting amongst us, there's biodiversity in the oceans below us. Just like humans need space to grow and develop, marine life also needs that space. Now, you'd think with 70% of our planet being water, space isn't an issue. But what about the oceans that are acidified by absorbing too much carbon dioxide? What about overfishing that's draining the life from our oceans worldwide? What about shark finning that's killing off predators? And what about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch about the size of Texas? Now, that has no competitors. Nowadays, the world for us revolves around taking tests and learning to drive, telling ourselves that we must survive in this world filled with our own self-made problems. There are people traveling from trains to planes, constantly changing lanes, focused on their own issues, not willing to offer anyone else tissues. Why? Because no one has time these days. Everyone is so busy, so caught up to realize that the clock of nature is running out faster as time flies. Because soon, that sun that we count on for warmth and solar power, or for simply some vitamin D, will be covered in a cloud of dust. And soon, those vast oceans that we count on to feed us will be the ones devouring us as the sea levels rise. And soon, this planet that we call home will no longer be a home, and there will be no one to blame but us. Because how is it that we can't go without a swim in the summer, yet kids in Africa without drinking water suffer? How is it that 300,000 people die per year due to climate change, yet we're too busy to rearrange our priorities? How is it that this moment in time, the world has the largest generation of young people ever, but when you read about us in the newspapers, all you see is the lesser? We've all become so caught up in the net of school and social lives and society's demands to update our Snapchats, Instas, Facebook pages, being surrounded by a blur of selfies, throwback Thursdays, flashback Fridays, and those memes. We've forgotten about the children's screens in Syria. But friends, it's now time to rethink and reprioritize. We must stop being so ignorant and start educating. We must stop saving up for ourselves and start giving. We must put kindness above cruelty and people's needs above our own greed. Let's refocus on being critical thinkers of society rather than the critical nuisance we are labeled to be. As young people of Generation Z, the earth is being handed down to us, mishandled by those caring for it before us. But it's now time for us. It's up to you and it's up to me to fix what is broken and to start putting in more devotion and emotion into purifying our oceans. Because if we don't do it, we risk extinction. In the words of Michelle Obama, empower yourself. Get out there and use that education to build a country worthy of your boundless promise. I challenge you to put your motivation to the test, just like the ocean that never rests. So go out there and be bold, because one day the world will see what this generation has to behold.